Sup kitties, how y'all living? Hope everything is based and y'all are having a noble week. Thanks to the usual Chung uses. At Tainted Sold, at PLQ55, at Robin19854. Hi guys, I have a fun topic for y'all, and that is my predictions for the future of our stock. I came up with 3 predictions. 1. We go extinct, it's over, the West has really fallen. 2. We lose a lot of ground, but most loyal of us make a comeback over the centuries. 3. We win this century and start rising again. Let's start with the worst-case scenario, and that is the first one, where our stock goes extinct. Now, what does extinct mean?
500 years from now, if, white people really do just go down the drain and we just say bye-bye and give up without a whimper, the great Chinese encyclopedia of the world is going to have a little entry on white people. And it's going to say, yeah, for a while, those white folks were doing pretty well. They invented all this stuff and they conquered the world. And then they just sort of disappeared, and we don't know why.
That's so sad.
Well, yeah, it's sad. It is very sad. But unless white people wake up, that's
I would say that our numbers are reduced by over 90% or more, and making our percentage of the world population between 0.7 to 0.07% of the world. How would this happen? This prediction includes something happening. Not just something, but something horrible. Like that war apparently Pike was talking about. So war happens and many young white men get killed, maybe even war going nuclear. Who knows? Also, possibly the new round of Boostie's new pandemic.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
Because of the then, after the war is finished, the governments would increase immigration to another level. With white birth rates being decimated, the replacement speed would also get dialed up.
The University of Buckingham reported that white British are set to become a minority in the country only 38 years from now, in the year 2063. A 2022 German study said this: our projections foresee this majority-minority shift occurring in Germany around 2065.
When exactly this is going to happen is very important. Because after that they will probably make it legal for ethnics to kill whites. Well, not legal, but there really won't be any real consequences. Even when we are a majority, they face really light punishments for the crimes I cannot even mention. Yet they are placed in a facility where they get sweets and video games.
This is a video games controller, and these are some snacks. And you know who else has these? Some of our worst criminals. Axel Rudakabana murdered 3 girls, and then in jail stabbed a prison officer. And yet, due to stupid rules, officers are forced to bring him twirls, Haribo, packets of crisps, and Diet Coke. Murderers are sat in prison playing on Xboxes.
Though this will also mean the economies of the said nations will start declining lightning fast, since the social benefits are disproportionately received by immigrants and disproportionately paid for by the natives. So the third world shitholes are going to start to form in the heart of Europe. And the countries are going to become more and more unrecognizable. Which means ethnic suffering will start to increase. That is the good part about this scenario. Even if we are gone, that means that Browns and urban warriors will be left to suffer under Schwab and Gates's Brazilian New World Order government. This is the ultimate white pill. Our stock might lose or it might win. But ethnics can only lose. Now we are going with the scenario 2, which is what is going to happen if nothing ever really happens. So let's say there is no censorship increases. If such thing were to happen, this would mean our position will rise in numbers. Which is nice, but what we really need is dedication. Also, let's assume there aren't any more white freedom of association restrictions. This will ensure that communities like Return to the Land would grow and their overall number would increase. Also, I imagine such communities have higher birth rates than the traitors. This would mean that there would be a self-scission pressure for whites with high in-group preference and negative out-group bias. And all of our white enemies will get replaced by based white nationalists and national socialists. Over time, these communities would expand, maybe even form their own militias. In case of this development, over decades we would regain control of the countries again. Kick all the ethnics out and become the rulers of the world again. Okay, so third scenario is the ideal ending. The only difference is that we rise up quickly and take control faster. Say 2040s to 2050s, faster than the second scenario. The second includes white stock rising up is around 22 or 23rd century. It would take this long because the really small size of the base communities. So let's say mass deportations start, as I said, in 15 to 25 years from now. We clean up all the institutions from the traitors. And I gotta tell you, if this happens, I will be seen as a gay liberal. After this, Brazilians will be defeated, so now we will have only one adversary. China, and if we defeat her, we will conquer the entire world. All of it. I hope one day there will only be one stock. White stock. Also keep in mind that there are designer babies. I first heard about this concept in like 2023 and I thought it was going to cost hundreds of thousands. But to my surprise, it's only $50K. While $50K is still a large sum of money, keep in mind you can literally pick a child with plus 20 IQ. I imagine more if you and your partner are already above average in IQ. Also, you can pick for height and eye color.
What we've been waiting for.
Harrisite charges $50,000 for this report. If that was all Harrisite did, it would still be controversial. But they're offering much more, including the projected height of each potential child.
Yeah, so your embryos have quite a bit of distribution.
And, believe it or not, their expected IQ.
The one that has the highest prediction for IQ is 21 points more than the one with lowest.
And I know there are limits to this. With this, in a generation, we will see an even bigger IQ gap between whites and ethnics. 1. Because of the already difference in wealth. 2. Because ethnics are more religious on average. And keep in mind that the people that will use this service the most is us, the ones that are already aware of the importance of genetics. So loyal whites will jump ahead even further. Since our opponents claim that this is evil and that this is bad cosmo eugenics. I don't know about anyone who watches, but if it ever comes an opportunity to have kids, I will take a loan to use this service. My tall genius son can figure out how to solve that $50K debt. Since the bank is Brazilian ran, it will be $120K to return all. So yeah, right now the IQ gap in the US is like 12 points between Americans and African Americans, and it will reach 20, maybe even 30 points with this amazing technology. I know this is already a topic for another video. But I think there has to be some nasty caths to this. But yeah, guys, imagine an entire population of high in-group loyalty, very high average IQ, and hundreds of millions. But keep in mind China will do this also. So in this scenario we will see a rivalry between revived-based West versus China. But keep in mind they too will use this en masse.